Can I hold you in my arms? Here we are. You're gonna ask, what am I doing here, and what do rabbits have to do with it? I will tell you. On the 21st of July, in 1950, on the Mrs. Ennismore's rabbit farm, it was somewhere around here, a most ordinary cat gave birth to a strange kitten. It was curly like a lamb, or a Rex rabbit, and its pretty face evoked those very elves. The kitten was given the name Callibunker. Well, such a name for the British epic hero. What's your name? Don't be afraid. I'm letting you go. Little Callibunker was the first Cornish Rex. Cornish means from Cornwall, and since it was the rabbit farm, the second word was borrowed from rabbits. Rex is the name of the breed with curly fur, but for such cats, the name is too prosaic. Therefore, sometimes they are poetically called bewitched princes, and there really is some mystery in them. A kitten with such an unusual appearance could appear only in a special place, but if it is a fairy tale creature, then this tale is not so kind. Not only the British consider the elves to be mischievous creatures, who, moreover, are prone to theft. This is not the worst part. Here I do not see much difference between cats and elves. The fact is that all the novels, stories, which take place in the county of Cornwall are nothing but thrillers. No wind, and the grey sea calm and full, campion and blue, yet in the hedges, and the air mild. The farmer was right, though, and it was that night the weather turned. That is how one of the most horrifying stories in the world begins. It is The Birds by Daphne du Maurier. Yes, the very birds that inspired the great and terrible Alfred Hitchcock. He just set the movie in America, in San Francisco, but this story, in which the farmer and his entire family board up the house and wait for the imminent death from the beaks of birds, takes place here in Cornwall. Cornwall is only 300 miles away from London, but I feel like I'm on another planet. The county has always kept itself aloof from the rest of Britain. It even has its own Cornish language, but actually only 300 people speak it fluently. So these are the English boondocks. They didn't even hesitate to call it the Land's End. There, on a sign. This is the westernmost point of England, Cape Land's End. So now, when I see the enchanted Cornish Rex, I'll tell them so. Guys, I will follow you to the Land's End. But all the horrors and terrible secrets are certainly a tribute to great literary traditions. In real life, modern Cornwall is an excellent resort. Not far off its coast, warm Gulf Stream comes to the Irish Sea, and in summer, spectacular beaches and bays are filled with vacationers and surfers. Now it is not the season, so it's pretty dull around here, and not one vacationer. Perhaps there's plenty of invisible elves here, flying around, flapping their wings. But men don't feel very comfortable outdoors, and as for cats, it will be difficult to kick one out of the house. But if you're a cat, and the fate has brought you here in Cornwall, then you can rest much better than a man. Here it is, Cat Salvation from the English Autumn Depression. A 5-star hotel for cats. Hello.
Hello there. Pleased to meet you.
So, is this a reception desk here?
Yes, reception.
And can I take a closer look at your hotel? Because what if I decide to leave my cat here?
Yes, we can have a look around. Yes.
Great.
Come through.
Wow.
Here you are.
And here are the hotel rooms. First, second, and third. Just look at this. Sofa, cushions. Oh, and here's the guest. Hello, lodger. How do you like it here? I will not bother you much, just a couple of questions, that's all. Gemma, please tell me, what services do you provide to your guests?
So we can offer the owners a chauffeur service where I can go and collect the cats from their house and drive them here. We can also offer our cats a variety of toys in the room, which I can show you in a minute. We have laser light toys, we have puzzle feeders. Would you like to come inside?
With pleasure.
Yes.
There are 3 guests in this spacious room now, a kitty named Lily and 2 of her brothers. Gemma said that every day she emails cats' owners a detailed report with photos on how their pets live here. And there is a web camera in every room, and having connected to it, the cat owners can see what their pets are doing in real time. That's a high-tech hotel. And what is that? Some kind of air freshener, probably, right?
So this is a laser light toy, and if I turn it on,
Wow!
there's a light that goes all around the room, and little Lily here will probably chase.
Another entertainment for the guests is a puzzle feeder, although it rather entertains people watching the process. And for cats, it's, so to say, food for thought. The idea of this educational game is that the tailed one must guess how to get a delicacy from the labyrinth quickly and efficiently. Hey, you can do it! Come on! Come on, now! Whoa! Victory! So now I totally get this circus thing. And what about the bread? What is on the menu?
So we have wet foods and dry foods which are included in the price.
Chicken, turkey, king prawns, Scottish salmon fillet, tuna steak, and white fish. Just like that. Cats make a pretty good living in this hotel.
And on the back, there are drinks and nibbles. So there's cat milk for kittens.
I see. And I just wanted to say, what about milk? I think that one can find some valerian in the bar of this hotel.
And I've actually got some salmon to feed one of our guests now. Shall I go and get it?
Yes, of course. Let me help you.
So this is the kitchen.
I see. This is a restaurant kitchen.
And here is some freshly cooked salmon, which we will give to Gus around the corner.
Let me help you.
Yes.
Let's go feed the cats. Here you are. Wait, buddy, wait. Here, I've brought you some food. Come on, let's eat. Come here. It's time to eat. Oh. Eat. Do not worry. Come on, get it. Come on, get it. It's all for you. Yeah, Scottish salmon. Wouldn't mind to have one myself. The cat hotel price is £11.95 per night. The price includes dry and wet food, cat litter, and toys. Each item of the gourmet cuisine menu will cost you extra £3. The cat camera is another £2. A calm cat owner on vacation. Priceless. Gemma, thank you so much for such a terrific tour. You have a great hotel. I think you will have lots of customers and you will have the kindness for each of the cats.
Thank you very much, and I hope you have enjoyed your tour around the hotel.
In short, if you come to Cornwall, take your favorite cat with you. And while it's chilling out in the cat's hotel, you can quietly go to the village with a tempting name, Mousehole. A pokey hole of a place. Look, no, it's not a hole though. Frankly, I'm a little far out. But where else would you see such a nice fishing village with a stunningly beautiful bay? And it is called Mousehole because of the harbor entrance. It is narrow, like a mouse hole. And here's another English fairy tale. There lived a fisherman in this village, and he had a cat. Once upon a time, just before Christmas, a violent storm blew out and no one could go to the sea. Villagers suffered from hunger, but the old fisherman and his cat had nothing to lose, and they went to fish. The storm howled and played with their small boat like a cat plays with a mouse. The cat of the fisherman began to purr to quiet the cat storm, and it calmed down. They caught fish for the whole village and returned in the dead of night. When the fisherman and the cat came to the shore, they saw that all the villagers came out to meet them with candles and lanterns. This good ancient village parable has created a beautiful tradition. Every Christmas, people from all Cornwall come here and light hundreds of candles in the harbor in memory of those who will never return to the shore. Well, let's go back to our cats. I had already traveled the length and breadth of Cornwall to meet the Cornish Rex. It turned out that these are not the cats that are found at every corner here. I think it's the road to nowhere, but remember, I promised you that in search of the Cornish Rex, I'm ready to get to the very edge of the earth. So here I am. I was told that this is the little house where those little elf-like cats live. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Victor.
I'm Sarah.
And who's this?
And this is Mishka.
Can I?
Mishka. Mishечка.
Is this a girl?
Yes, it is.
Huh, that's what it is, Mishka. Sarah has been breeding Cornish Rexes for 15 years already. As she says, it was love at first sight, and I understand her very well. In my case, one touch was enough. It's so perfect, whoa. Well, oh, and those legs. I'm just looking at you, well, please let me pet you. Don't be like that. Oh, and what a tail. And eyes. So huge. You have eyes like no other. So beautiful eyes. And you want to be petted too. Here you are. It's a girl and a boy. Have you seen how they kissed each other with their noses? The trademark of the Cornish is their fur coat. It is soft and wavy, like caracal. It is interesting that these cats don't have guard hairs. They only have a very fine undercoat. Tell me, Sarah, how long have you been interested in breeding Cornish Rexes? And is it a hobby or is it your professional activity?
Yeah, it's more of a hobby. I've got my first Cornish Rex 15 years ago as a pet. Became great friends with the breeder. Started to show, and then I actually got a Devon to start with, a Devon Rex. But then I did get a Cornish Rex, and sort of came into breeding just to keep the breed going because there's not that many. As they're not as popular as like the Persians or the Bengals. There's lots of whereas there's not so many. There's sometimes less than 100 registered a year for the GCCF, and I just do it as a hobby. I just want to keep the breed going and keep them going. They're such a beautiful breed, it'd be a shame to lose them.
And while Sarah was telling me about her love for the Cornish, an absolutely different cat came to me, Callie, the Canadian Sphinx. She came and immediately made it clear to everyone that tonight I'm with her. That's it. So, Sarah, despite the fact that there's a sphinx sitting here between my legs, tell me please, how should the exemplary Cornish Rex look? Ears, muzzle, tail, paws, what should they be? What are the standards for this breed?
Well, for the Cornish, they have to have the beautiful wavy coat, which most judges, when you close your eyes, you'll be able to feel the ripples. Muscle-shaped ears well on the head, standing high. A long and elegant face, sort of like, or with a nice wedge.
Like that, huh?
long tapering tail so it balances the body. And then the back legs are usually just a bit slightly longer than the front. And they're just a very elegant breed.
It's a very elegant cat. I heard that Cornish Rexes are referred to as the greyhounds of the cats. Besides, let me remind you that they're called bewitched princes. There is some kind of aristocracy in them. Straight profile, wide-set expressive eyes, long slender legs. But these aristocrats are apparently from some other planet. Is their temper also a bit alien, I wonder? The Cornish are often compared to elves. How mischievous are they? Do they cause much damage, or are they accommodating after all?
But if you want a quiet cat, you don't have a Cornish Rex. They are very lively, very acrobatic. Well, they can appear from nowhere, land on your shoulder, run up your leg. They like to pick things up like a dog and carry things sometimes as well. He will. If you leave that, he will try and take it and walk off with it. He'll play. They can jump and somersault very high. They can. If you blink, you'll miss them sometimes. They are that fast, and they will bounce off the furniture. They are. Yeah. If you want a quiet cat, you don't have a Cornish Rex because they are very lively and they're like kittens all their lives.
I know from my own experience and from the experience of many generations of cat owners that the house is more important for cats than the owner. It usually is just a supplement to the package of services. But for the Cornish, the master is the center of the universe. Now look at that face, because I think that the Cornish Rex doesn't have a muzzle but a face. Look at the ears, they're huge. These eyes are huge. The nose is huge. Everything seems to be very big, but exquisite and elegant. Well, is it not an elf? And really, put a bow in their paws and beware alien force. Yes, yes. Are you the keeper of the English forests? Such a handsome boy. And you're very beautiful too, of course. But we'll talk about you in our next show. And what about the health? Are they healthy, strong, hardy cats? Because of their fragile look, it seems to me that they're so... one can sneeze at them and they will crumble. Are they vulnerable to diseases?
They just don't... They're just very robust. They don't really come down... It's like any cat can come ill, but they're not... No, they're... Yeah, they look fragile, but they're not, you know.
The only thing you need to worry about is hypothermia. Cornish Rexes have a very thin coat. They cannot protect themselves from the cold. So protect the elf cats from drafts. And if you're going for a walk, you'd better put some overalls on them. Oh, and who do we have here? Hello. I think it's smaller than my nose. How old is he?
4 weeks old today.
Wow, 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Wow. And this is the mom.
It's the mom.
This is his mom, right? The mother is here, of course. She cannot leave her cub alone. Oh, you're so handsome. Sarah, tell me, why does it have a smooth coat?
They actually all were born with curly coats. They only just lost them about 3 days ago, but it will come back. Some of them do keep their coats, some of them lose them. All mine lose their coats, but I find if they lose their coat, they get a better coat, I find. So, but a lot of hand grooming, that coat will come back. But their coats can take up to 2 years, sometimes get properly.
And does their hair need some special treatment?
The one time I did bath a Cornish, its curls went, so I haven't done it again. But I go over with just ordinary wet wipes.
Soon these silly little guys will become curly and turn into beautiful elven princes. But their childishly playful and mischievous disposition will not change, even when they get very old. This temper and desperate devotion to man make even the most avid dog lovers fall in love with the Cornish Rex. And yet you're really an elf. I'm even scared to hold such a cat in my arms. It is so fragile, unearthly. But the truth is, it's an Alvin delusion. The Cornish Rex pulls the wool over your eyes. This is a very strong, healthy cat, and besides, it's not capricious at all. It will be faithful to you and love you with all its heart, but only in response to your love and kindness, like all cats, because cats are never wrong about people, right?